Hello and welcome. This is a showcase video for the game called Dune Shadow Emissary. This is a game, we can say a spin-off game from a Dune Imperium or Dune Uprising, and it is set in the time when the House Atreides was destroyed, and now there is an opening for one of the small houses maybe to step in from the Landsraad and with the help of other factions from the Imperium, try to rise up a step during that chaos. So before I show all the components, the important thing is that if you have read the rulebook of Dune Imperium or Dune Uprising, you will be familiar with lots of these stuff. I will make a video, let's say a rule book. I will not write one, and I will put this game in the workshop of the Steam workshop for Tabletop Simulator so other people can play it. So in this video I'm just gonna show the components and you're gonna see what it's all about. So in core, this is like a hand management deck building game. There is one board here, but that's all. There is no like a big board like in Dune Imperium on which you send your agents. There are multiple locations in this deck on which you can send your agents. So let's see about the components. We have 4 houses because this is game for 1 to 4 players. It is possible to play solo, and it is possible to play with automa, maybe 2 players with automa or just 1 player against the automa. There is the automa deck, which I'm gonna talk about later on. So there are House Gildan, House Belding, House Hostilius, and House Genex. So these are my made-up houses. They are not in Dune or anything. These are like something you'd never seen before, and it's just placeholders for 4 players. Each house comes with a banner, and the banner is actually your garrison where you hold the troops, just like in Dune Imperium. We have 12 troops with these little cubes in the color of that house. We have these house banners. We have these swords, which I'm going to explain later what they are for. They are for the conflicts. Each house member starts with already 1 card, which is a house mentat. So each house had their mentat. And if you remember from Dune Imperium, you on the left side you have the little icons that allows you to go to specific places. In the center is what you get when you play a card, and on the bottom is a specific bonus that you can activate after you play a card. It's a bit different. There is no laying up cards and then summarize everything like in Dune Imperium. You actually have additional stuff you can activate with some bonuses. Also, agents in this game are not represented with little like meeples or anything. Instead, they are represented with cards. Each house has 4 different agents. Those are, let's go from bottom to top. Concubine, a spy, a mentat, and a sword master. So you always have these 4 agents, and they have their specific icons. For the concubine, it's like a little like a flower, spy an eye, mentat the sign from Dune, and spy master has like a little sword or a dagger. They have their bonuses, which can be activated, which I'm going to explain later when you send them. And they have these a yellow like a number on top, which is political power, which in their case is used when you bid for cards. In this game you do not have like I think in Dune Imperium it was called like is it, I can't remember, is it influence or something that you use to buy cards? No, you use these cards only to bid, and then you, if you want to bid, you can take some cards. other cards also have political power, which is actually used for buying some specific things. You will see that later on. And we have these two little tokens. One is used when you go into this board. They are placed here when you're buying something from 4 main factions, which is the Emperor, Spacing Guild, Bene Gesserit, and Fremen. The other one is used to be put on this truck, where you can get some more political power and points. This is the first player token. We have only 2 resources in, well, actually 3. The political power is the third resource. It comes from the cards, from the upper right corner. And we have this board, the factions. Each faction has 2 of these faction tokens, which you can get hold of. 2 resources are Solaris and Spice. We have Imperium deck of 18 cards. Inside there are cards of all 4 factions, so Bene Gesserit, Spacing Guild, Fremen, and Emperor. So all cards that you can get during the game. And also advanced cards, which doesn't belong to anyone. Let me show you some of them. Here it is, one of them. Like Spice Harvester, it doesn't have like it doesn't belong to any faction, but it's a card you can use. There are 16 of these advanced cards in this deck. You can play without them or with them. That's your choice. I usually shuffle them all in. And there are 16 cards of each faction. So that's important. 18 in total. 18 in total, yeah. We also have intrigue cards, conflict cards, and location cards. Intrigue cards you know from Dune Imperium. There are 3 types: a plot, a combat, and plot and a combat together, basically. Conflict cards only have a first and a second phase, and you'll see why. And there are these locations that represents all kind of parts of the Imperium. So we have like Castle Caladan of Caladan, or maybe we have a Tarsis Skyport of Junction, or here we have a Windfields of Arrakis, or Siege Tower of Arrakis. So each of these locations, as you can see, has places you can go, and we will fight trying to get a hold of these locations, just like on the main board from Dune Imperium. Each location has a little banner that shows like which faction is interested in that location, and some points you also get when fighting on that location. There are lots of new icons, which I'm going to explain during the playthrough. But right now, I'm just here to show you the components. So that's all components. In total, we have 80 Imperium cards. We have 40 intrigues, 20 conflict decks, 20 location cards. Each house has its own mentat, which is a bit different for each house, so they have different bonuses on them. The agents are the same, they all have the same bonuses. So like for instance, House Atreides, you'll see it's a perfect copy of these, just a different color. We also have Automa cards, which is House Autominus. All right, there are 36 cards in there that you can use to play solo. And we have these Intrigue Shadow Emissary cards, which are given to each player during the play randomly, and they are hidden. These are basically end game scoring cards, and depending for which faction are you working for, you're gonna get additional points if you pursue cards, locations, and these tokens for those factions. The board here has you don't send agents here. Actually, you get ability to use this board when your agents are already on the location of specific type. So for instance, if the concubine is sent on the location, it opens you up to the Bene Gesserit part, where using that political power you can get additional stuff like truth-seer, coexisting, or maybe you want to go to Chua Market or Guild Highlander, or so on and so. And here is the phases of the round. We have auction, then we send one agent, then another auction, then everybody send all their agents one by one player. We go from one to other player as long as they have agents to send. Conflict resolution, and then recall, and we get all agents and a cleanup time. All right, so that's enough. The rest I will explain by playing against the Automa. It's going to be a solo game, just me against the Automa. I have play tested this game already a lot, playing it on tabletop simulator with various people. I have games with 2, 3, and 4 people. I have had games just me against the Automa, or 2 people against and the Automa together. And since it seems it's still a great interest in the tabletop simulator community, because a lot of people just asking me when it's going to be in the workshop, when I can play this. I think it's time to make a little, like as I said, video rulebook, because I'm not writing a rulebook for this. There is no way on English that I can explain everything correctly. It's a sad fact, but that's how it goes. So I will make a video with a playthrough, and which I'm gonna go slowly and explain everything. It will be possible for you to play this game with it, and then I'm gonna put the game in the workshop. It's gonna be available for everybody, so you can try. It is a nice spin-off. It is a quite complex game. There are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of planning you have to do, lots of strategy. I noticed that people that are pretty good at thinking in advance are also good in this game. And it's a really cutthroat great game, because Dune Imperium was a bit like that, but this one is pushed more notches up to be like that, because there are some cards that actually affect the other players, and there are some card combos that you can make and do some just incredible stuff. Alright, so that's it for this video, showcase for the game. In the next video we're gonna have a playthrough. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.